Meteorologist Casey Cloud back here with you right now at 11:57. We wanted to jump on real quick because we seemingly are getting a developing circulation here in southeastern Georgia. Seeing some different things here on our Doppler radar technology that we don't like. So let's go ahead and switch you on over to our other viewpoint now. We're getting a tornado vortex signature. And we're getting some pretty tight rotation right near US 1 here, and even maybe, just maybe, there could even be a little bit of a developing debris signature. No formal tornado warning yet. That could change though at any moment. As this severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued does have a tornado possible tag with it. So severe thunderstorm warning issued at 11:51. At 11:50, a severe thunderstorm was located there about 13 miles southeast of Waycross, moving east at 25 miles an hour. You see there by Ben Nelson at the Weather Service in Jacksonville, and Kip Rooker talking about this threat here with the circulation tightening up some there. And again, right near US 1, we may have something, may have some type of debris signature. I mean, it's matching up perfectly right where the rotation is, and it looks like it could be a beginning of one here. Next scan might make it a little more definitive, but it looks like it could have a little something, maybe a quick tornado touchdown here near US 1. We've been talking about this threat all evening, and no formal tornado warning yet, but our other tornado touchdown in Georgia didn't have a tornado warning either. So this one did have a severe thunderstorm warning issued in the last few moments, though. That other severe storm there, in terms of the damage that was caused, it actually ended up not having any type of warning in play, to not believe there. But things are tricky here in this pattern. Things are up and down very quickly. We were looking at a better situation just went off not that long ago, and now all of a sudden we might have something that's touching the surface here in terms of some type of quick spin up. It's not a guarantee. Not a guarantee, and there it goes away there in that latest scan. So that's the good news. But I mean, that really does look like something there at about 11:54. So on our radar echo, you see the little lowered CC there right just west of US 1 really. So just have to be kind of watching that here to see if we get any damage reports out of that area. Looks like a pretty rural zone, so hopefully we don't end up getting anything. As we kind of watch that, it looks really rural. Some trees in there, could be some tree debris there mixing on in, but that was co-located really well. Again, almost too well, to be quite honest. I mean, it's not like a really deep one there, but that just really matches up good. So, jumping on really quick here in the coverage. We don't like what we see there, obviously, and there's still some circulation moving more towards some populated type areas here as we look ahead and toward the timeline. So we want to be on here to give you the very latest information right now. Again, no formal tornado warning, but again, the way that looked there on the Doppler looked like a little bit of something suspicious there popping on up there again, right at about 11:54 there, right after this severe thunderstorm warning that you saw there, maybe on that Cloud_WX Twitter account, where things come out instantaneously pretty much. We did have this debris signature, maybe not, pop up just in the perfect location there with the rotation that we've been watching. So that's concerning. Again, it wasn't really deep, so maybe it's just a quick touchdown if we did have one there. But we're just watching things here for you in the Weather Center right now. We're live with you again at midnight now, 12:01 on this Thursday morning, following you along here with this coverage into that early Thursday, as this threat just doesn't want to go away here. It's just not what you want to see, obviously, as we watch this move into more populated areas. Hopefully we don't get a re-intensification of things, as it seems like our signature is falling off some. But when you get that bluish color there with that really light red sometimes, that sometimes indicates something mixing in Doppler radar echoes here that's not quite what you want to see in terms of maybe debris versus rain or hail. So I think we might have had something really quick there. But right now we're watching this. We have to watch because this could tighten back up, and it might not be what it looks like here over a more rural area at this point. It might be over a more populated area at that point in the future. So we just have to kind of be watching the radar trends here, folks, as we monitor things. We're looking south of Hoboken for a perspective here, northwest of Winnaker. You can kind of see here some greens and reds on the board. So, and there it is again, folks, 12 o'clock, and it's matching up perfectly again. I think we need maybe some type of upgrade here. It's hard to say for sure, but that's the Weather Service's call, obviously. But it looks like there's something uniform again there, right where the rotation is. I mean, it seemingly is matching up here. Hopefully they'll tell us here. Maybe I'm misreading this, but again, there may be a tornado on the ground once again here and toward this area. If it was already on the ground once and lifted, it might be back on the ground. So that's not something we can say definitively here. That's the Weather Service's call, but that really looks. I mean, I've been spending the last few years here looking at radar signatures and debris signatures, and we have a tornado on the ground right now. These streaks not necessarily showing up. It's a more rural area still, but I mean, other than of course US 1, and they are continuing the severe thunderstorm warning here with the tornado possible tag dropping out Ware County. So that's some good news for those folks as we're going between different radars here, as you can see. I'm just trying to get a different look at some things here, but maybe there's something going on with the radar in that area. I'm sure they're looking at the same thing I am, and they're not seeing that. So we'll just continue to watch. I'm going to check some other modes here. I'm going to check our Moody radar because that's going to be another mode to use here as well. But we'll go to rotation tracker while we're doing that because that can kind of help us out here. You can see some of this yellow indicating moderate shear. We're seeing a little bit heavier shear when we had that other debris signature kind of try to pop on up on us a few minutes ago, and that's a minute or two behind, so the next analysis could tighten that back up again. Our radar's a little more live. This source here has to do a little bit more interpretation of things, so we have to keep that in mind. Our other radar's not really showing the rotation as much here off the Moody. We're kind of looking off of that one right now behind the scenes, and I'll pop it up for you. It's really broad. It just goes to show you that different radars can show different things here. It's about 3,800 feet up. And in terms of any debris, I mean, there's not really anything co-located there. But in this spot, Jacksonville is generally the better radar to use. And again, we're just continuing to watch things here. I know it's a tricky situation. Things kind of come and go here. Really rapid involvement here of this scenario. So we have to just kind of be on guard, obviously. This is right on the marginal risk edge here, just outside of marginal risk, so really that formal marginal risk issued by the Storm Prediction Center there in Norman, Oklahoma. But we're not getting a tornado vortex signature in that latest scan, but there's still pretty good rotation with this. And that signature of maybe debris is kind of went away again. So that's some good news. As we look there, you can see the latest scan kind of showing that a little less clear there, not really seeing that co-located, maybe something in the north. It's not a debris signature there, more than likely. Granted, there's a little bit of rotation up there, but that's not really co-located. It's just, when you get two of those co-located that well with the circulation, and we don't have the tornado possible tag, you kind of become a little more concerned here. So, because we had it right there, now it's at 11:54, and that really seemed like something, and then we had it kind of fade away a little, and you didn't have it. And then the next scan, you have it, and the rotation's a little bit tighter again. So, and then you have the rotation there, a little broad still, a little broader, but still there. And then you don't have it here on the latest scan. So maybe a tornado or something, some type of wind damage event, maybe we'll have the damage kind of skipping up and down here from time to time. So, again, we're just going to keep watching things, keep tracking the scenario here as it does evolve, and checking some of our different sources here to see what's going on. We're just watching things here as we move ahead in the timeline. We're after midnight here on this Thursday morning now. So it's a nocturnal event, officially a nocturnal event that we're dealing with right now. So again, this is suspicious signature in general. I'm going to see if there's anything else that's telling me maybe we have something, because it's just unusual to see that so co-located like that on our Doppler, two separate frames. I mean, this could be something we have an odd scenario evolving on us. So I'm just checking some of our sources. I'm not seeing anything that's popping out at me right now, so that's some good news. But I mean, we're not getting any damage reports in at this point, but we still have to just continue to watch this situation here. I mean, if you hear that classic freight train noise, I mean, make sure you're taking those tornado precautions. It's more of a severe thunderstorm warning officially here at this point. That's what it is with the tornado possible tag. And that still means that tornado could develop with little or no advance warning. But we're going to go ahead and see those severe thunderstorm warning safety tips right now. You can see here, just whenever thunder wars there, seek shelter inside that sturdy building. And when you have the wind threat, obviously, and it's at night, I mean, it kind of seems like something that would be the best thing to do here. So also just stay away from those windows here as well. As we're looking now, this is more near State Route 15 with the circulation of potential circulation here that's trying to reach the surface in South Georgia. So again, not seeing anything now in correlation coefficients. That's good. We've got 2 frames now without anything co-located because the other area is not really matching up. I mean, we've got this up a little bit here, and it's just interesting to see it match up so well there with everything else kind of at 100% on our scale, or near 100%. And you have that area, I mean, not like it's a really classic debris signature, not saying it was a strong tornado by any means, but could be a very weak type tornado here. That would be indicative of that, where we could have winds maybe 65 to 85 miles an hour, which is just slightly stronger than a severe thunderstorm warning, or this is technically warning 4. So there's your latest box though, and then we'll move it ahead one more here in the timeline. The current time here, the current radar updates from 12:06 is now 12:09 here on this Thursday. Again, we're still watching things. The points don't have a lot to say, but let's just go ahead and break down who is in this warning right now. So we have the community of Hickok there, as well as Race Pond, Fort Mudge, and Winnaker. They're still seeing possible tornado, but not enough confidence to go with a tornado warning in and of itself. So we just have to kind of watch it. Some of these, I agree with that 100%. This one here is a little interesting here. Hopefully nothing to touchdown though. Obviously, that's something for the Weather Service that I figure out based on different metrics there. But again, we're just going to keep watching. Continuous cloud ground lightning is occurring with this storm that's moving towards immediately. Lightning is one of nature's leading killers, and remember, if you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. And also, torrential rainfall is occurring. I know this is a point that we need to bring up. I know toward Putnam County, we had some tragedies occur there during Ian with people not making it through the storm. There. I mean, just you hate to see it. And that they didn't turn around. They ended up drowning there in some tragedies. But you just have to be kind of mindful of these threats here. This type of rain probably wouldn't accumulate to that level, but still, if you have too much water on the road, you should just go ahead and turn around, because if you can't see the depth, especially at night, it makes it especially dangerous. So we did just get that warning to go away here. So let's go ahead and take the precautions off now. So that's some good news, at least. It'll be interesting to see what they find out. I mean, there's still some green and red coming together here, folks. It's interesting. Maybe they don't think we're actually getting it down to the surface. That's the only thing I can figure, because we're seeing that decently. I mean, this is a little bit lower down to the ground as well in comparison to Moody's site. So this is looking right now as we kind of see the topography here and the geography. We're looking here right now into parts of Brantley County. So it gets a little tricky here, all these counties coming together on us. But let's looking more into Brantley County right now. As I know we've been switching radars. Let me download that recent data here so we can kind of give you the very latest. But we'll kind of back this up a little bit. You can kind of see how we were doing with this here further on over. Just a little while ago here, the boundaries aren't even set up very good. But you can see it was in Ware County here just a little while ago as it was crossing over US 1 there. We might have had a little something, and then a little something there into Brantley County as well. So just something to kind of keep an eye on right now. We're not seeing anything that is noteworthy that is co-located in nature, and that's good. So we're just going to keep watching. I'm going to step with this a few more minutes because there's still a little bit of spin there, and just be kind of careful out here as we get closer towards State Route 15. There just must be something they're seeing here that we're not seeing with our eyes that's precluding us from reaching the surface. But again, we're looking here into Brantley County right now. As that warning technically still goes to 12:15, even though it goes off the screen early because they expired it. Generally, we would probably wrap this up a little bit early with a thunderstorm warning, but still, I mean, with this, with what we've been seeing, I'm going to stick with this to at least 12:15 to see if something changes here. That gives us a little reason for pause and maybe a little bit of a reason to continue this coverage a little bit longer based on just those couple little snippets there on the Doppler and that correlation coefficient there. As we're looking again, nothing that would be overwhelming. It'd be a low end type of scenario with the winds maybe 65 to 85 miles an hour in terms of some type of tornado touchdown. But nonetheless, I want to try to give you the heads up if we can see it here on the Doppler radar technology. So again, just continuing to track things here. Rotation's broader in nature for sure right now, but it is there. I mean, and as you back it up, you can see how it kind of got tight there. I mean, even at 11:45, I mean, I'll see if I can. I was switching radars, so we didn't get all this in here. It'd be kind of interesting to see if we got anything to pop up on us earlier. And that's not co-located there. A little something there, maybe, but that's not co-located at all either. And then again, nothing co-located there. But then right when it is that warning right after, that's when we had something co-located. So that makes me think we might have had some type of tornado touchdown, maybe occur once or twice. So it'll be interesting to find out. Hopefully nothing got damaged. Hopefully we won't find out because either A, tornado didn't touch down, or B, if it touched down over an area where you wouldn't be able to see the damage. I mean, granted, if there's some trees, you might be able to look at those and kind of figure things out. But that's something to do in the daytime. Well, not now, obviously, not at night with the rain coming down. So do it when it's safe. But seeing a little bit of wind enhancement toward Atkinson there in Brantley County as well. But nothing that's as noteworthy as what we're seeing north of Winnaker here in Brantley County. So they're giving us a significant weather advisory now until 1 a.m. for parts of even North Florida now. So let's go ahead and see what they're saying about this. This extends even down toward Baker County, but Nassau, Baker, Camden, Glen, Pierce, Brantley, over to Ware, Wayne, and Charlton through 1 a.m. Going to be watching some stronger winds in the picture, maybe not severe weather necessarily, but some stronger winds a possibility. So just going to have to be mindful here of what can happen in these type of situations. So again, we're watching things here. I'm going to take the Bree tracker again. I know the Weather Service hasn't said anything about that, so maybe it's just some type of artifact in there, but it's just strange. I mean, I would lean against that not being an artifact. I mean, I lean against that being an artifact and lean more toward it actually being something with it popping up twice, co-located pretty close to the radar side in a good spot. With that rotation, I mean, that ended up breaking apart at times. That kind of just is intriguing. So we'll see. We'll find out, and hopefully we don't end up seeing any damage though. But you see our new significant weather advisory, 40-mile-an-hour winds are so possible according to the Weather Service there as we continue to watch things. You can see some winds here in Brantley County. You can see some winds east of Hortense there. We'll just continue to watch the progression of those here as they go off toward the east there, about 30 miles an hour. Again, the strongest accent's more in Georgia than it is in Florida. There's a little bit of enhancement near Taylor. I mean, when I say a little bit of enhancement, I don't mean much. We're talking about winds about 25, 30 miles an hour, according to radar anyway. Sometimes things can be a little different at the surface, but the bigger concern still that little area there, that circulation that wants to hold on. So again, we're watching it here. If something pops back up in terms of a warning here, we'll be back with you. But we're at 12:16 now. We can't really stay on when there's not an official warning in play of some kind. It's something that we'll monitor behind the scenes. And if we need to dump back on, we will. But we're still watching it here north of Winnaker. The overall track of this is, I guess you could say, east-northeast. So across Brantley and then maybe into toward parts of Glenn County later. We'll have to see how things evolve as this gets closer toward the coast here. That could maybe prompt another warning. It could tighten back up again here, enough for some type of new warning. So this is not over here, potentially. Hopefully it is, but if it's not, we'll be with you here to get you the latest updates in the Weather Center when we're not on. Go to that website there, cloudweather.com. You have the interactive radar available at cloudweather.com there, and under that radar tab, yes, they have our live coverage on various platforms, including YouTube. Subscribe there to watch some of that coverage. That's one option. You can even watch that coverage from YouTube on your Roku device. Thanks so much for tuning in and trusting me.